Today, I thought I would do a quick mental meander on a scooter trail that I was on. There's a lot of people on this trail, so I'm sure I'm going to get interrupted about 50 times. But anyway, you know, we hear a lot about red flags, relationship red flags. You know, oh, the guy yells at you or whatever. It's like, oh, that's a red flag. Well, sometimes there's green flags, and people don't think about the green flags. It's like, what's right in a relationship? So I thought I would weird bird noises all over. Anyway, relationship green flags. And I will post a link at the bottom under the video where you can read more about this because it's too long for me to memorize. So I thought I would have to read it for you. It's a list of things that, I mean, obviously there's going to be more green flags, but every relationship is different. And the way people interact with each other, every couple is different. So one of the first things that they list on here as one of the relationship green flags is appreciation, which is something that a lot of people fail to do. And it says you respect and value your partner and you express gratitude to them often. Not just, hey honey, thanks for taking out the trash, but it's like, you know, I really appreciate how you take care of the kids, or I really appreciate how you're so thoughtful and letting me know that you're going to be late, or, you know, or some whatever. So expressing appreciation and not having to be prompted for it. Not saying, hey, I did this great thing for you, you got to tell me thank you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just genuine appreciation. Like, I really appreciate you as a person for XYZ reason. Another thing on here is balance, finding balance in your life as a person and then as a couple, because you'll have your interests and then your partner will have their interests and then you'll have interests together as a couple. And finding that balance to where you don't feel like something's being squashed or turning stagnant or something. Like, let's say you're an artist and you like to paint or whatever, then do that. That's part of who you are. That's part of the reason that that other person likes you. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people on their way down this trail, and I'm going to have to turn this off. But that's basically what balance was, and I'll pick it up again with the other parts of this, so hold on. Okay, so another part is commitment. Commitment sounds really simple, but it takes work. And one of the things that they list in here under commitment is that, hold on, is that you are invested in your partner and the relationship, and that means that you give the relationship adequate time and energy. It's like, now again, energy is relative. Not everybody has the same amount of energy, but you can give it this commitment kind of energy that doesn't have to be like physical energy. So mental energy, you know, again, going back to like appreciation, you can do appreciation statements. It's like, hey, I really appreciate whatever about you. Another one on here is commonality. And commonality is where you and your partner share important goals and beliefs and values. And that's one that people overlook a lot. They get into a relationship with somebody and then they realize they don't have anything in common. No, their values are different, or their beliefs are different, or their goals are different, or whatever, and they have, you know, they go, well, I really like you, but we are going in opposite directions. So that's a problem. And then one of them is conflict resolution, and we did that on another video just recently, so you can look that one up for a more detailed explanation of it. But basically this says you take responsibility for your actions and work as a team to find a resolution. And that part is always difficult too, working together as a team without name calling and getting mad and hateful at each other. And that leads over into effective communication, which is yet again another issue a lot of couples have, a lot of people have. That just means that you communicate your own needs and wishes while respecting those of your partner. So it's like, let's just say you're out on a date night or something, and it's like, let's go see this movie. It's like, well, I don't really want to see that movie because it has a lot of, you know, cuss words in it, or a lot of violence, or a lot of whatever. Pick something. And they go, why would I want to see it? And if you don't go see it with me, I'm going to go see it by myself. Well, fine, that's part of your own interest, so you can go see it by yourself. But if this is date night, we need to have something that we can both go do that we'll both appreciate. So, see what I mean? Something simple like that. Again, I'm trying to make this really simple. Another one is empathy. Empathy is different than sympathy. Sympathy is like, oh wow, that really sucks that you broke your ankle. I went to the doctor today. So, or empathy is actually when you feel what the other person is feeling. And it's like, so let's just say you lost your parent or a best friend or somebody died. And so then one of your friends or somebody that you met or whatever also lost somebody. So you can relate to that. You can feel what that felt like for you. Their experience is going to be completely different than yours, but at least you can comprehend what it's like to lose somebody, so you can have more empathy for that person. If you haven't experienced something similar to what the other person has experienced, we tend to lean more towards sympathy. Like, I don't really know what that's like, but that must suck, you know? So that the empathy is really important in a relationship, as, you know, with a partner. I just had to say hi to a yellow lab. So honesty is the next one on here, and honesty is pretty, should be pretty straightforward. Honesty is basically when your words align with your actions. And they say actions speak louder than words, right? So your thoughts, it says the thoughts and feelings you express are genuine. And a lot of people, again, have trouble with that. Independence, which is a little bit different than balance, because independence is you have your own interests and goals separate from those of your partner. And you might think, well, that's contradictory to what you just said about shared goals and values. But it's not, because it's windy, so hopefully you can still hear me. Your goals might be different in some areas, like let's say you have a goal to go to school and get a degree or whatever, and that doesn't have to be a shared goal. But as a couple, you have a goal to, I don't know, open a rescue in Idaho or something. I don't know. Pick something. So you have shared goals, and then you have individual goals, and that's your independence part. Not that you're independent. As a couple, you're interdependent, and as an individual, you're independent, and you can be okay on your own as far as being alone or whatever, or being together as a couple. And again, here comes somebody else, the same lady that passed me a little while ago, so hold on. So another one on here is intimacy, and before you get all excited, intimacy is more than sex. Sex is different. Intimacy is where you feel physically and emotionally connected to your partner. You can have deeply emotional conversations that basically feel emotionally safe. So like if you have something on your mind or something that you want to cry about or be happy about or whatever, you can tell your partner and they'll be happy with you, or they'll be sad with you, or they'll be whatever. They'll share empathy. They will share that with you and support you and all that kind of stuff. So that's part of empathy, and it's also part of intimacy. Again, intimacy is not just sex, just like love is not sex. So there's a difference, big difference. Another one is safety, and safety is where you and your partner respect each other's boundaries. And I did a whole video on boundaries last year sometime. There's all kinds of boundaries and all kinds of ways to have boundaries. So I'll put a link in the bottom of this for that, or maybe up in the corner, for that boundaries video, because like I said, there's a lot of different types of boundaries. But basically it's like if you know the boundary exists because your partner has told you it exists, respect it. Whether or not you agree with it, respect it. And if you have trouble with it, you can have a conversation about it, but you don't have to get all cocky about it. So, and another one is self-confidence. And that one is where you feel comfortable being yourself in your relationship. And some people don't. Some people feel like they have to walk on eggshells, or it's like, oh, if I do this, they're going to make my partner mad or whatever. So they're kind of like a truncated version of themselves, which is no way to live. It's no way to have a relationship, by being somebody that you're not. So be who you are in your relationship, and then if it doesn't work for whatever reason, get therapy together. Couples therapy is wonderful, and it's great to do individual therapy too. So if you think there's something in your past that's making your current relationship not work well, get some therapy. Basically, yeah, so that was it. I'll put links down at the bottom for this stuff and a couple of the other videos that I talked about, and you know, leave a comment, or, you know, like the video, subscribe. I need another subscriber. And yeah, so I guess I will, somebody's coming, so this is perfect timing. So I guess I will just wrap it up here, and I'll be back later. So I will talk to you later.